might just turn it to. Last year I had this nice little camera that turned where to whoever was talking. So,
He's gonna fact check.
this is as good as we got. We're gonna work with
I
it.
can make it.
No.
That's mine.
You don't need to.
Okay. Do I have any volunteers for the first question asked? Gabe, you'd like to ask first question?
Yes.
Okay.
Mitchell, what are you going to do about all of the immigrants and refugees wanting to come to America?
Well, currently, from what I know, that there are over 14 million immigrants that are living in America illegally right now. Now, I could say that I'm going to round them all up and throw them out, but that can't really be done in one fell swoop. So, I would say, pretty much, we need to tighten up security for any new people trying to come in, but also, we need to make it easier for people to come in legally. Right now, if you want to try to get into America legally, it's going to cost you up to $10,000 in just fees. And then along with that, you might have to wait months or even years just to even get a chance for an interview. So I would say we need to lower the costs and then make it faster for people to have a chance to be interviewed, to get into the country. And hopefully that would lower the rate down to zero, hopefully, and more people will want to come in legally.
Would anyone like to dispute that or argue with that?
I agree with you.
Okay, so are you saying all of the immigrants who are here illegally should just remain and receive no
Well, say
consequence?
something needs to be done about it, but we need a reasonable solution. Right now, we have, say, you need.
So you don't have a solution.
I do.
Oh yeah.
It's called SAVE, which stands for the Systematic Alien Verification for Entitlements Program, which is a program that when you're applying for a job, it means that you must already be a legal immigrant, or it's going to make illegals, it's going to discourage them from taking jobs from people that rightfully deserve them. Over the past decade, statistics have shown that minorities have accounted for over 85% of the population growth here in America. So to do that, we have to enforce more strict border penalties, and that's going to have to discourage illegals crossing. And then we also have to make room for the people here in the United States who are looking for the jobs that can come. So, the information of the SAVE program.
Any new topics? Nick?
Okay, so within these past 2 weeks on the news and in the newspapers, I've been hearing about the crime going on in our country. In Colorado, 3 police officers were shot and killed, and many more situations like that have been going on. And I'm just wondering, what do you as candidates plan on doing about the crime rate?
Now again, this question is addressed to everybody, so I would expect everybody to address the topic.
As a nation, I think we have to recognize that there's going to be extremists in every group of people. There's obviously not all the police that are employed by the government are good cops, so that's why you see that there's hate crimes everywhere. But you also have to realize that all the people in the minority parties, or the people supposedly being targeted, aren't great people, and some of them deserve to be, put in jail and stuff. So I think as a nation, we just need to become more aware and become more educated, about these things, because there's a lot of stuff that'll just fix itself if people just take a step back and kind of look at it. There's not really a whole lot you can do, because you can't just shut out one group and say this group's doing it all wrong, and you can't just do that about the police officers either. So I think just more educated people as a whole will allow that to fix itself throughout the country.
I feel like if we educate people, it will help. But also, right now, I think it's just the timing of everything going on with the Ferguson effect, where the police don't want to enforce laws to minority groups because they don't want Ferguson to happen over again.
Let's say, don't you think some should be done?
What do you propose to do?
Well, see, like you said, we need to educate everyone. We need to, and of course, you're right. We're not going to run out of bigoted jerks out there who are going to be racist toward these minorities. So we need to teach people that yes, there are good cops out there, and that people need to respect the law. And
So you're agreeing that education needs to be more enforced so that people know what's going on?
yes,
I agree with all you guys. I have that we need to inform the people or intensify the training of police officers, because a lot of times people aren't informed or know about their basic rights as a human or what the police can and cannot do to a criminal or potential criminal. So get them informed. If everybody knows or is on the same page, that would smooth out some of the bumps. But get them to know each other, know what their rights are, how to do it, and that hopefully will help.
Yeah, I agree with everyone else on that. Statistics show that America has the highest prison rate for blacks. Like 1 out of 3 black men can expect to go to prison in their lives, and 1 out of 17 whites can expect to. So I think that our criminal system is broken, and it needs to, we need to have some kind of reformation. But I basically agree with the rest of the candidates on everything that they said.
So if you all agree, who are we supposed to vote for?
Whoever sounds good.
Next question.
Okay, I'll go. Okay, according to the Washington Times, it is proven that there are more whites shot and killed than blacks in a year by police. How do we stop this from being seen as a racial issue?
So you said there's more white people shot than black people?
Shot and killed, yeah.
Well, from what I've seen on social media and everything, that I think people think the opposite, that black people are like treated more unfairly, like when you said 1 out of 3 men can expect to go to prison. So what was your question? What can we do to?
Like, how do you stop it from being seen as a racial problem?
It's not a racist problem.
Yeah, I don't think that is with the white people.
My question was very good. You need an answer, okay?
I mean, it may be bad, and it's not something
we'll see.
So,
I think,
Allison, what do you think about that?
I just think that her statistical point of view from it may be correct. Like, yeah, there might be more whites shot than blacks, but we're still not viewing it as that, like how it is. So, I don't really.
Let's take it in
Let's say-
Ferguson's point of view.
I was-
When he got shot and killed, it was seen as a racial thing. Like, he got shot because he's black. How do we stop that from being seen as that problem?
Well, you asked about the whites being shot, right?
No!
That's what you asked.
Yeah, that's what
What you saying?
that's how
No, I
I
said-
that's how I told you.
But I'll just
take your question.
Yeah, well, reword it.
Rebuild.
No, wait, you just said the right thing. Forget about the white part.
Okay, but I want the white part in there because it matters.
I'll say, okay, I'm gonna say is everything. It seems like everything in this world is gonna be related to like race or something. Like if a white person, like no matter who's shot, it's gonna somehow end up being a racial issue. Or like since with the evolving of social media, people are gonna take it that way. Like for example, like I could say I like pie. Somewhere in this world, someone would scream sexist or something. Somehow make it sexist. There's gonna be people out there that are gonna make it about race or make it about sexist or it's because I'm a woman or man.
So, are you going to do anything about how people portray?
I think
That
it can
is
help.
my question.
Okay.
I don't think
There
we
we
can.
go. How do we stop that? Like, how do we control it?
I think we can control. I don't think we can fully stop it, but I think there is a way we can control it.
To ensure domestic tranquility in the states, is that what you're saying? Like to prevent the rioting and stuff like that? Like that comes along? Okay, we kind of.
Yes.
Well, thanks for reading that straight off the Constitution. I really appreciate it.
But like for that we can take a lot of steps, you know, you can increase, like the police force in that area, you can bring in the National Guard. There's a lot of things that we've already implemented, like in certain cases like Ferguson, that you can just do again to a certain extent. So, you know, there's a lot of things that we've already done that we can just continue to do so it doesn't get out of hand.
Like what?
Like
Both you and Mitch are saying there's a lot of things we can do. What?
Good.
bring in extra police force, take Red Cross or the National Guard and, you know, move them to the points of like emphasis where there is trouble or where there does need to be more like watch.
Now, do you think that adding the National Guard is just gonna add more fuel to the fire, or is it gonna solve things?
I think it'll solve things. If you have people watching them, making sure they can't do things, allow peaceful protests, but don't allow anything that will lead to violence.
Yeah.
So when the riots, like in Baltimore, when people start burning down buildings, what is this police supposed to do? I mean,
Stop
they
that.
can tear gas, but that's not gonna stop
See,
them.
plus if you bring in the National Guard, I think that would instill more fear into the people than help.
Okay, so you're saying that if someone's gonna come burn down your house, you would rather have no one there or a policeman there?
We'll say, I'm just talking about in general, like if no rioting was going on, like people are just driving around town just seeing like people with tanks and these big guns, wouldn't you be worried?
For the people who don't do anything wrong, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Yeah. For
If you're
ongoing
in-
situations, there needs to be something done, like bring in extra forces. But for
Yeah.
stuff that hasn't happened, prevention can be like what we talked about, how informing people about their rights and what the police can do.
And I wasn't saying just bring the National Guard into any town.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm saying if things happen like Ferguson and they're escalating to a level where you can't really see a good outcome, then bring in extra help if it's needed, not just to have it there from the start.
I agree.
I feel like when you bring in the National Guard and it's at that level, the National Guard needs to have more authority than what the police do. Instead of just tear gas and trying to settle things out, they need to be able to go through the people, arrest everyone, like handcuff them if they're even there. Because if someone's just sitting on the side of the street and throwing rocks and the cop comes over and they stop, they can't really do anything about that because they don't know who started it. So I feel like if we just did, in extreme cases like Ferguson and Baltimore, where there's rioting going on, if we were to just enforce the law 100% and let the police do their job, the situations would end a lot faster.
So by enforcing like more guns and then do you guys, by having more people armed around the cities, that's what you guys are saying?
Not lethal force, I'm saying like containment, more containment.
Well, do you go along with the view of Donald Trump and having all citizens' right to a weapon?
I do believe in that, yes.
Yes?
Instead of dealing with it by containment or force, this isn't ISIS, like Ferguson isn't, like, why doesn't the president try to find, like, a way to solve it from both sides? Like, agree that that was wrong, and that police officer should face up for what he did wrong, and then agree that, that guy who was shot and killed was not a good person, and just like give support while also supporting the police force as well, and try to make amends instead of going in with force.
The rioting is not the president's fault. The situations at Ferguson and Baltimore were both handled by courts, and before the court would release anything, there'd already be people burning down the town. So people rioting and destroying personal property for no reason, I would consider terrorism. It'd be just as bad as ISIS.
Okay, do we have another topic? Another question from the audience?
I have a question. Okay. Do you candidates think that we should create laws that favor minorities, such as religious minorities?
I'll talk first here. America has always expressed its freedom of religion.